Mavericks trade for Hornets P.J. Washington. The NBA trade deadline is always an exciting time for basketball fans, as it brings the potential for big moves and roster shakeups. This year, one of the most notable trades was the Dallas Mavericks' acquisition of P.J. Washington from the Charlotte Hornets. The trade sent shockwaves through the league, as the Mavericks added a young, talented forward to their roster in exchange for a package of draft picks and players. P.J. Washington, a 6 feet 7 inches forward, was drafted by the Charlotte Hornets with the 12th overall pick in the 2019 NBA Draft. In his 2.5 seasons with the Hornets, Washington has shown flashes of brilliance, displaying a versatile skill set that includes scoring, rebounding, and shot blocking. His ability to stretch the floor with his outside shooting and defend multiple positions has made him a valuable asset for the Hornets. The Mavericks, on the other hand, have been in need of a forward who can provide scoring and defensive versatility. With the trade for P.J. Washington, they have addressed that need and added a young, promising player to their roster. Washington's ability to play both forward positions and his potential for growth make him a perfect fit for the Mavericks roster. In exchange for Washington, the Hornets received a package of draft picks and players from the Mavericks. The trade included a future first-round pick, a second-round pick, and a young player to round out the deal. While giving up a promising young player like Washington is never easy, the Hornets saw an opportunity to acquire valuable assets for the future and decided to pull the trigger on the trade. For the Mavericks, the addition of P.J. Washington provides a significant boost to their frontcourt. With his ability to play both forward positions, Washington adds depth and flexibility to the Mavericks lineup. His outside shooting and shot-blocking ability make him a perfect complement to the Mavericks star duo of Luka Doncic and Kristaps Porzingis. Washington's defensive versatility will also allow the Mavericks to switch more effectively on defense and match up with different types of opponents. The trade for P.J. Washington also aligns with the Mavericks' long-term goals. As a young, talented player with room to grow, Washington fits the Mavericks' timeline and provides them with a building block for the future. With Doncic and Porzingis already in place as the team's core, adding a player like Washington gives the Mavericks a solid foundation to build upon for years to come. In addition to his on-court contributions, Washington also brings a strong work ethic and a winning mentality to the Mavericks. Coming from a successful college program at the University of Kentucky, Washington has experience in high-pressure situations and knows what it takes to win. His competitive spirit and willingness to do whatever it takes to help his team succeed will be invaluable to the Mavericks as they continue to push for playoff success. The trade for P.J. Washington also represents a bold move by the Mavericks front office. By acquiring a talented young player like Washington, the Mavericks have shown their commitment to building a competitive team around Doncic and Porzingis. Rather than waiting for the right opportunity to come along, the Mavericks took proactive steps to improve their roster and put themselves in a better position to contend in the Western Conference. As for the Hornets, the trade for draft picks and players gives them the opportunity to continue building for the future. With a young core of players led by LaMelo Ball, Miles Bridges, and Terry Rozier, the Hornets have a promising foundation to build upon. Adding more draft picks and young players to their roster will allow the Hornets to further strengthen their team and position themselves for long-term success. Overall, the trade for P.J. Washington is a win-win for both the Mavericks and the Hornets. The Mavericks have added a talented young forward to their roster, while the Hornets have acquired valuable assets for the future. As both teams look to continue their upward trajectory, the trade has the potential to benefit both sides for years to come. In conclusion, the trade for P.J. Washington is a significant move for the Mavericks and the Hornets. Washington's arrival in Dallas provides the Mavericks with a versatile, young forward who can contribute on both ends of the floor. With his ability to play multiple positions and his potential for growth, Washington is a valuable addition to the Mavericks roster. On the other hand, the Hornets have acquired valuable assets for the future, positioning themselves to continue building a competitive team around their young core of players. As the dust settles on the trade deadline, both teams can look forward to the potential benefits that the trade for P.J. Washington will bring.